hoo, you lay hoo. What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do, any old night, when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kiss and then walk again, talk, talk, kiss and then talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone who is new tonight, welcome to another Wednesday night edition of Haunters Anonymous. As usual, thank God, and everything else, Mr. Clickety Clacks is at the helm.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Big night.
Another big night.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of big nights from here until next year.
Until I'm dead.
Pretty much, yes. Glad to see
Everyone
everybody
new,
on
hello.
Facebook and YouTube, yeah.
Yes, please like the stream, share it out. For everybody that's on Facebook, if you can't see the chat going on YouTube, it is actually up on the screen. Thanks to Mr. Clickety Clack's magic.
Yeah, so anything you say in Facebook gets shared to people in YouTube, and anything that gets posted in YouTube will be shared on the screen to you guys, so
Yes, indeed.
you can see everything that's going on.
Vic and Reggie. Reggie says, also got some good news today. My kidneys are perfectly fine and healed up. That's awesome, Reginald.
Yeah,
gotta
man,
be
that's
nice
fantastic.
You got to be nice and fit for all that chefing you're going to do next year.
Oh man, so many ideas for the luncheon too that we need to bounce off of you and come up with some stuff. So Let
as
everybody
usual,
file in slowly. Yep.
we'll let folks get in here. If there's anybody new here that's not sure what's going on, give a shout out. We'll give a Cliff Notes version of the big plans for May of 2023. Hey, RJ. Um, I told James before we started he's going to do most of the announcements and talking. Um, so as we've been trying to do with every show, give you a little bit more solid ideas of what's going on, and we'll be
Yes.
doing that tonight.
And just for everybody that is here right now, we do have our dates locked in. We're pretty good, ready to go. Hi, Keone. I hope I'm pronouncing
Hey,
your
yeah,
name.
you are definitely new here. Very much thank you for coming in. For anybody that is new too, that James and I, because a lot of people ask us, we don't do video unless we have a guest or something. So it's all audio, so you can concentrate on the chat and our very spooky voices. Um, it also makes it easier to when I get around to it, putting it as a podcast. Um, so randomly, sometimes James will pop up there in video, but typically, what you see here is just the chat on the screen and then our voices.
We do have
That
a
is
very
the
active chat, so yes, it's
yes, yes. Um, uh, it's all part of the anonymous part. Chuck, let's see, Chuck, you were here when we announced the Home Haunter convention, weren't you?
Yeah, he was
Wasn't
here.
you were here?
Yeah, a lot of this is going to be rehashing information and giving out more solid information now that we have things pretty much locked in, and we're just moving forward now. So
Yeah.
for the new
Um,
people, yes, we are doing the Home Haunter convention in 2023. It's going to be the first one of its kind, and we're excited to
yeah,
be able to shine a light on the home haunter and prop
yes.
maker. It's literally for everybody that's you know it, the haunt industry is huge. There's a lot of really good stuff. There's a ton of conventions you can go to, all kinds, but there really aren't any that cater to small prop makers and home haunters that aren't out there spending the tens of thousands, millions of dollars on props. Like, I know we always say trans world, but that's kind of like it's the top dog when it comes to conventions, and we're by no means trying to be a trans world. We are
Yeah.
just trying to get people out that you know don't really have the opportunity to get their props or any of their lighting effects or anything like that. So it's going to be a place for people to just come hang out, meet new people, find some stuff, maybe learn some things, and just have a pretty good time meeting other home haunters and prop makers.
Yep. Welcome to the show, Gus.
Yes,
Um,
welcome.
thank you for showing up. These shows are never boring. I guarantee it. Um, but yeah, there's just nothing. A lot of the professional haunters now that you have around here, they started off as home haunters. Um, and of course now they're doing bigger and better things, and but there's some folks that just
We got a Reggie.
Reginald Cornelius
of course
wants
it's
to
Reggie.
shout out.
We got to go
Hello
Chris Gaines.
everybody, my name is Chris
Oh, are we?
Gaines. I shall
Oh,
be
Lord.
your automated voice for today. Welcome, welcome new people. You shall now be cursed by Chris Gaines.
Oh, the Chris Gaines thing is the best. For anyone that's new, we have a system on the show. It's called Streamloots. It's just a way that helps support the show, and you get to do ridiculous stuff like Reggie just did, where you do shout outs for ridiculous stuff. So that's all that is. There's
Yep.
It's all just in good fun. So
Yeah. Streamloots are fun. If you're not sure what the Chris Gain things is, well, you've got 200 shows to catch up on. um, which, by the way, all the shows are, for the most part, on YouTube or Facebook. There might be a few extra YouTube shows. We had the month and a half of just me, but
yeah,
um, but yeah, there's nothing like this in the world. There's nothing dedicated strictly to the home haunter. There's a lot more home haunters than there are professional haunted attractions. Um, and when we say home haunters, we literally mean anybody that decorates their entire yard, just goes all out, spends all kinds of money, works all year, does all kinds of crazy stuff, all the way to the people that literally turn their porch light on to hand out candy. Um, Even if
Yeah.
all you do is put one jack o' lantern out, turn your porch light, and participate in the act of Halloween, you're a home haunter, and everything in between. So there is no level. There's no level that we define, except what I just said. Uh, A to Z, Alpha Omega. You like literally, if you participate in trick or treat, um, um, uh, at any level with your house, you are a home haunter, and this is all for you.
And even if you're not a
Just like
home haunter, if you do absolutely nothing, you just love Halloween or, you know, just in general, then it's kind of for you too. Like, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I'm sure if you're into Halloween, you at least put a pumpkin out though. So it's vague, but still, if you can't do something because of where you live or whatever reason like that, if you just really love Halloween, then this totally you totally fit that market that we're trying to reach.
Right. Um, um, yeah. Uh, there's just nothing that brings people together. And of course, we have an announcement coming up too. Several announcements um, about home haunters, a conglomerate thereof. But there's just nothing like this. It's the conventions, in every form and fashion, are really for more professional type people. Not saying that home haunters aren't professional, because there's some home haunters that blow professional haunted attractions out of the water. They really do. Um, there's uh, vendors that we have coming on the show, mom and pop type, like literally that just work out of a tiny little garage, little tiny garage, and they some of the stuff they do blows other vendors out of the water. People that um, go to Transworld and spend gobs of money to display their stuff. There's people that do electronics in this group. There's people that do all kinds of stuff. Um, but it's so discombobulated. Um, a lot of these home haunters don't know other home haunters exist. It almost is like your own little island, um, and it's a very powerful force. If it wasn't for the home haunter, um, there really would not be any Halloween. You can have a professional haunt, um, and charge people 25, 35, 50, 60, $70 a ticket. But quite honestly, without all of the network of home haunters in the neighborhoods and the towns and the cities, uh, lining the streets and everything else, that's the fabric of what Halloween is. That's the
Very
actual,
much the backbone, yeah.
yeah, it really is. Um, there's a lot of people that can't spend money at a professional haunt attraction. There's people that don't have one in their town, and they can't get out and about to go travel an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, get on an airplane, um, and so they will bring Halloween to their town, to their house, to celebrate, and that is the ultimately the purest, truest spirit of Halloween.
And that's definitely you, Chuck.
It is definitely
You love your props, man. Definitely.
used. And this is also to show, just like some of the vendors that go to Transworld and Fear Expo and Midwest Haunters and all that stuff, a lot of stuff that gets made here in the United States. Um, there's some cool stuff. Anybody can go to any of these conventions. Anybody, you, I, we can go and spend 30, 40, $50,000. It's not like you're forbidden from doing it, but home haunters typically don't have that kind of money. There's a lot of very cool improvisation. Whoo, God. Um, but the idea is that there are some cool masks and some cool items and cool electronics made by much smaller vendors that nobody's heard of, that they really do just blow some of the other vendors out of the water. Um, and it's all the above that we're trying to shine a light on. Gus says he's in the planning stages for this year so far. Very nice.
That's awesome.
RJ says most pro haunts started as home haunters. Yeah, and that's true. They really did. So, and it took X amount of years, um, to get to where they're at. there's some people that they don't want to do the professional haunt thing. They just want to jazz up their own house and show everybody what they can do and keep it local, keep it in the neighborhood. Give the kids give the kids something to look at that they don't have to pay for. Um, they can't go to it to get themselves some candy. Um, Vic says I'm a professional at some things. Vic, you're one of the folks that does some cool ass stuff. So you're one of the ones that of many that this is focused towards. County says, I'm a big fan of West Coast Halloween convention. Pretty good one for home haunters. Very focused on education.
That's right. And we need more of that. And that's what we're trying to bring.
Yeah.
Just focus entirely on the home haunter and giving you guys the voice and backing to, get your stuff out there, get your name out there, and just meet other people that are doing the same stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, even kind of Midwest Haunters Convention is catered to more affordable items, but it's still kind of I mean, Midwest MHC is run and owned by Transworld. Um, so this one definitely is a smaller, more intimate version of all the above, very strictly for the home haunter, um,
And prop maker.
and prop maker. So
I guess
Reginald
that
says,
will lead us into our actual announcements for the evening, since we're running about 17 minutes in right now, so I think we're solid. I gotta say, I'm actually loving the interaction going on Facebook right now. Like, YouTube is usually our big spot for everybody that is extra talkative, so to actually have some discussion going on in Facebook is nice that we have it going across both sites right now.
let me jazz through some of these comments, and I'll let you
Yeah, do
put
that.
out the. Reginald says, what is considered professional for haunting? Because I've done total 15 years. There's 10 out of small haunted house and 5 universal. Reginald, that's it. You've done the gamut. But you're also our Reggie. So you're in the home haunter thing in general. Um, I don't even know how to say it correctly, but you're in like Flynn. Reginald says, and I love small haunted houses because it's more personal, and you don't have to wait 5.5 hours. Right, exactly. Um, it's more quote unquote intimate. You're not getting herded through like cattle after spending $35-$40 on a ticket.
Chuck said he has so many compliments every year. I can imagine, man.
Yeah.
What you drop out there on those props. Yeah, I can believe it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I just completely.
Gus said exactly. We have neighborhood kids come every night to see what we added that day, and that's exactly
Right.
like what we love about the home haunter. It's bringing out the kids and getting them interested into the haunt stuff. Like, it's the very foundation which everything else is built off of. When you get kids interested in Halloween, just like you look at Keith with his daughter, man. He's got her he got her hooked on the Halloween life.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, it is. It's the same thing, man. Just you put stuff out that you love and you share with others that they don't have to spend $30 on to go see. They can just, drive by the neighborhood and they're like, oh man, check this out.
Right. And then Vic, of course, making props all the time. Some cool ass stuff. Can't wait to see all of it. I gotta
I saw
catch
the
up on some
stuff he
videos.
posted today. It was pretty good. Just from what he posted. I didn't actually catch any videos.
But on that note, since we're caught up, James, go ahead and take it over.
All right, so I guess we'll start with the biggest news. There was a slight change in our dates, but it actually works out better for everybody, I believe. So we've officially locked in our dates now. It's going to be May 25th, 26th, and 27th. The 25th is going to be about a 2-hour setup session, we're hoping, just for the vendors and everybody. So it won't actually be going on the 25th. It's only going to be mainly the 26th and 27th, but for the vendors and such, we need to have the on the 25th time for them to get everything set up, and that way when we come in on Saturday, it'll all be ready to go and we can just open the doors and start piling people in. Not to mention, it is Memorial Day weekend, so there will be more people in Pensacola, which means a bigger local interest just for people coming out to check out this stuff. And it'll give everybody a day from the time they pack up on Sunday to get home and not have to worry about working on Monday. So it really just kind of made more sense to move it back in that regard. But those are the official dates. The May 25th, 26th, 27th. Again, 25th is only if you're interested in being a vendor. Second bit of news. So right now we're looking at about 25 indoor booths that are 10 by 10s set up. And then we're going to have about 10 spots on the balcony, which we're actually going to offer, because here's the caveat with the balcony. It's really going to be more set up for people that have smaller props and are easier to transport, because if you're on the balcony, you're going to get there's going to be a discounted rate for just being on the balcony anyway, just because you're going to be outside, but you will be some of the first things people see. But you're going to have to pack the stuff up and bring it inside at the end of the night. So whereas if you're indoors, everything can just stay up. You won't have to move it again. And we've nailed down the pricing. For vendors, the inside booths are going to be $300 if you book. All right. Well, let me start. I'm doing it backwards because I wrote it backwards. If we're going to have the vendor packet out in April, everything will be set up, ready to go. We'll have all the important legal crap we need to have done.
End of April.
End of April. Yes.
End-ish.
Yes. End-ish. But we want to make sure we have everything covered. So there's no issues. If you book it anytime between when we get it set up and November 1st, it'll be $250. If you book it after November 1st, it's going to be $300. The incentive there is obviously we need to know how many vendors we're going to be looking at so that we can, have the appropriate stuff set up. And you obviously would save money by booking early. Now for the balcony, if you're going to book before November 1st, your price would be $150. So, just being on the balcony, you would save $100 with knowing that you're going to have to probably pack up your stuff. Well, you're definitely going to have to pack your stuff up, move it in. So, but if you have smaller props, it's really not so much going to be an issue. And then if you book after November 1st, it's going to be $200. If you're just going to come to the show and check stuff out, yes, Vic, unfortunately, we don't take food stamps. For just being like if you're coming to just check out the show or be a buyer or whatever, we're trying to keep the ticket prices just insanely low. So as long as it's bought before January 1st of 2023, the door prices are going to be $5. Now, if you buy it after January 1st, it's going to be $8. So it's not a huge price difference, but again, it's saving a couple bucks. But we want to have it so people can come to the show, not spend a fortune to get into the show, and then can take that cash and spend it for all the vendors and everybody that's got their props out there. So that's kind of the reasoning for the pricing as far as that goes. That's all I had written down right there for that stuff. So,
we're working on the times, the day, the actual times during the day. We're kind of refining it. I can say that the idea that it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like James said, Fridays for the vendors. The idea being that between 3 and 5 p.m. Central, you'll have the ability to come in and set up everything, and it can stay secure in the building the next 2 nights. Um, and we're thinking about if people need it an extra hour on Saturday morning. Um, but it depends on what people tell us between now and several months from now. Um, but yes, so the idea is like James said, is to keep the customer, the casual home haunter person, the ticket price low because we want them to spend the money with you. Um, and then we are going to be working on extracurricular stuff, meaning stuff at night. Um, James is working on getting hotel blocks. Um, most everyone should be able to stay downtown, so you will not be far away from this. Um, uh, I'm going to. This is very, very tentative. I would love to do this, but I would like to try and set up a cemetery tour at St. John's. Because St. John's Cemetery is actually open 24/7 for the most part, quote unquote. But we'll have list of suggestions where to go eat, things to go do. Um, Pensacola has a lot of shit going on. The fact that it's during Memorial Day weekend, like James said, we have an enormous amount of people that show up from out of town for Memorial Day weekend. Just a freaking ton of people. Um, and if we get the word out, most of those people decide to go to the beach, but they do come into town. Um, it is extremely likely that a bunch of those people will be Halloween people and will think it's the coolest thing since sliced bread that there's something Halloween going on during Memorial Day weekend. What's the venue in Pensacola? It's the Sanders Beach Corrine Jones Resource Center. James actually has pictures that he could pop up on the screen.
Yes, let's do that now. That was a good segue. I like that. Very
You're
well
very
done.
welcome. You do that. And let me see. What services are available for vendors? Electrical, compressed air, internet, etc. And are there extra fees for them? I can answer that. Um, Electrical's free. There is no compressed air. Internet is free. There's no extra fees for it because of the venue this is in, which you'll see in a minute when James pops those up. There are a few restrictions. Um, the main room where the vendors are going to be is actually a very large ballroom. And when I say ballroom, I don't mean like what MHC and Transworld say is the ballroom, which is a concrete floor, like just a big ass open warehouse. This is a for real ballroom. So the floor is actually a ballroom floor. It is not concrete. So there's and we'll put it in the packets. There's going to be a few restrictions as far as um, what can and can't be done on the floor. Um, the facility is not designed to handle fog machines. The fog machines would set off the alarms and the sprinkler system. It's just not designed for that. So fog machines would be prohibited.
Indoors.
Um, Indoors, outdoors, you can just let them waft across the bay. Nobody cares. Um, but as far as services, electrical will be included. Internet, very fast internet included. Um, the compressed air thing, not so much. Um, we would have to figure out if you could bring a compressor. Since this is a ballroom, any loud noises are going to reverb all over the damn place. So, um, I don't know. We'll have to. It may be one of those things where maybe we have a compressor outside, and if you have a compressor tank that you can fill up. It, Once again, this is so new to us. Um, I mean, conventions aren't new to us, but um, putting
Running
one
one
on,
are.
yeah,
Yes.
running one is a little bit, and because of some of the very few restrictions of the building. Is there electric on the balcony? Yes, there is.
Yes,
Um,
indeed. And
S
while we're on
yeah,
this topic, let me go ahead and pull up the ballroom first.
yeah. But the internet, uh, yeah, internet, high speed, absolutely, and electrical, and of course, uh, that's all I know for now.
And we're gonna have a few other perks for the actual vendors, like stuff that we're gonna supply you
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
That'll all
Well,
be in the vendor packet. It's just
right.
there's so much stuff that we have to go through to make sure that we have the vendor packet exactly how we want it to be, and we have all the stuff that we need
It's like
set up.
we can supply tables if people don't have tables, or we can leave a spot blank if you got your own stuff. So the only thing that we're going to do different than a lot of the shows do is uh, it's it's very big. Um, 300 for each 10 by 10. I think that's tentatively, Vic, what we have thought about. Yes.
Yes, well,
Um,
250 if you get it before November 1st.
right, right. Um, there will be spots in the middle of that floor. The only thing that we're going to suggest against is a lot of the other conventions. They really cordon off each other, like with black drapes, like 8 foot tall black drapes. The idea with this is to not do that against the windows on the left because this facility is on Pensacola Bay. It's a beautiful view. It's one thing that's completely different than any other convention you'll be at. Um, Maybe in the middle, if you've got like you want to have like a three walled or whatever booth, maybe in the middle of the facility. Um, um, but the idea is to try, and maybe on the sides, on the shorter links, but we're trying to keep the view of the bay as open as possible.
Yeah, because it literally is on the bay.
Yes, you can
You can see it out
open
the
the
windows there.
yeah, you can open the door and actually throw a rock into the bay. It's an absolute gorgeous view.
All right, so that's the ballroom. Let me go to the first uh balcony view that we had. This
You know
is
what's
the side. Is this the side or the front though? I think
I
it's
don't
one of
know.
the side ones. Hold on,
You have to
it'll be up in a second.
it's But you know what? We'll have to talk. You know what? I had a thought looking at this picture about the times. Anyway, okay, it's still not up yet for me. So sorry about that, everybody.
Make sure you're on live because it's on mine.
No, I know, but I'm on live. It just there we go. That view is along this. That's along the side. That would be the east side of the building,
Okay. Yeah, and
where
there
the
are electrical outlets there.
yeah. Um, Vic says he needs a 10 by 20. We can do that. Um, Yeah, that's the east side. That's James, you know that picture I sent you, the schematic, whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, that's the side where the big steps are.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, RJ, there's electrical. I actually have the folks that run the place looking into how much service the electrical can actually offer because they had never thought about that, so they're inquiring the building engineer um, to see what it'll handle. Once again, like I said, um, you're looking at a facility that is really it's designed for all kinds of stuff, but this will be the first of its kind in this building. There is definitely no electrical in the floor, so anybody that's in the middle of the room, we'd have to run a cable with a trip guard, or we may just put the people that don't require electrical in the middle.
Yeah, if you're just selling props or whatever, you don't specifically need electrical. Which and I assume that if we're not running electrical, we could and they want a middle row or something, we can work something out on that.
Yeah, make it a little bit cheaper. Once again, the tiers, that's pretty much what James said. That's pretty much the tiers, but Um, heavy extension cords. I need electric. Uh, well, Vic, you're going to be up against one of the walls probably anyway.
No, we're leaving him outside. We're not letting him in the building.
I'm going to put you in the park.
I hope you're
Um,
bringing the. I hope you're bringing the hearse though, because I would love to see the hearse out front. Just slap your Monster Misfits logo on the side of that thing, and
I keep forgetting that Vic's so close to me. Not super close, but close. You're going to have a PayPal. We'll have we'll have every ability under the sun.
yep.
I'm sure we'll give everybody like literally like yeah.
And we are. I think
Um,
so. For right now, we're gonna hold off on the Patreon thing, because I don't want it to get confused with Hunters Anonymous and the convention itself. But we will have a sponsorship spot on the website, so we'll be able to get sponsorships. You know, if you sponsor whatever you sponsor, you know, we're not going to have a massive tiering structure for sponsoring,
yeah, I wouldn't.
but
It's
you know,
I'm
anything
a,
that you want to send for a sponsorship and you have a logo or whatever, we will make sure it gets up there. And we actually have another idea that we were just talking about today that's going to really be nice for sponsors. So
yeah. James, throw up the other balcony picture to show everybody show everybody how long the now there's two side balconies. So this is one side, then there's the west side. So there's two side balconies. Um, in a minute, James is going to throw up the main balcony. This is the Pensacola Bay balcony. Sponsorship went down to $10.
you left a
Um,
few zeros off of there, Vic. Come on, man.
um, we are working on other rooms as well. There actually is more rooms. This is the main ballroom, though. The picture you're seeing now is the Pensacola Bay side of the. This is also the south side of the building. The tables and chairs that you see are. Um, oh, we got a message from Kiona. You may have to answer that, James, because I'm afraid to touch my shit. Um, do you see it?
Yeah, I got it. I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you. Um, the tables and chairs you see out on that balcony are bolted down, so they can't be moved. But that's okay because the vendors that go out on this part of the balcony, will put on the railing side, in between the chairs and the seats. So the flow of people will be very nice and easy. The chairs and seats will be for anybody that needs to just chill out and sit down. Um, 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 and eat. So those will be out there as well. Uh, and RJ, it's difficult to see in this picture, but there's electrical outlets in several spots on the outside. Um, I'm actually going to get the center to check them all when they tell us what the service amperage is, and just be sure. Some of those are probably the original plugs that were put in the building. Um, I'm going to see if I can get them to be changed out. Hopefully. Um, they work, but they've been there for 50. This building is only about 15 years old, by the way. It's a relatively new building. It replaced the one that got destroyed that was there for a zillion years, which was in itself was a fantastic building. Um, if anybody was curious as to exactly what this is, if you look up the Sanders Beach Corrine Jones Resource Center in Pensacola, Florida, you'll be able to see that this building is located not in a downtown district, the hustle bustle get run over downtown district, but this building is located in beautiful Sanders Beach, Pensacola, Florida. It's actually nestled in a neighborhood, um, so you're not going to have to deal with ridiculous traffic. Our downtown area is about a 2-minute drive from this building, so if you did want to go to downtown and get everything from fine food, fast food, uh, not McDonald's type stuff, but actually all local businesses. Everything downtown is local businesses. Sushi, we've got multiple um, um, breweries. We have the Wahoo Stadium. If there's a game that night, you can go to the Wahoo Stadium. So even though most people don't know what Pensacola, Florida is, we've got a lot of stuff. And then, of course, across the bay, we have literally the whitest beaches in the world, pure silicon quartz, which will be super busy with a bunch of Memorial Day weekend people. Um, so there's going to be a lot of fervor in the town. There's a lot. There's going to be a lot to do. Um, and of course, Pensacola Beach is uh, overlooks the Gulf of Mexico. Great seafood here. We have a ton of local businesses here. Tons of local food. This building is about. I swear to God, you could walk to Joe Patty's Seafood in 5 minutes. Um, if you need fresh seafood, I don't know how you'd keep it, but um, uh, Vic says just bring heavy duty extension cords and power strips. RJ says, I'm thinking if I can come, I would want a spot inside and out by a door.
Yeah,
Um,
I just replied to him. So once we have the vendor form up, we'll actually have a layout of the booths, and we'll have it numbered. So
oh,
you
okay.
just pick the number you want. So
I was literally not paying attention to the chat for a minute
yeah, we're
there.
not going to just randomly assign you a number. Like, we'll have the layout that we're going to have set up, and
Yeah,
then um, you can just tell us which number you want in that location, and that'll be your spot. It just to
right.
help streamline everything anyway. So
And I'm going to do a bunch of pictures inside the building, like very chop, 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 chop. And you'll be able to see exactly what areas of the inside of the building look like. Um, uh, Vic wants the best spot. We can accommodate that. The whole building is the best spot, quite honestly.
I'm not lying
Um,
though. If I had the option, I would love to just be out there on the bay, just outside, hanging out, just looking over the water, selling stuff. Why not?
um, yeah, I'm telling you, it's the next live stream we have. I'll actually get you pictures of the what it looks like looking out of the windows, and what it looks like being on the balcony. Um, I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal view. So it'll be windy outside. No, not necessarily. It'll be in May, end of May. Um, it shouldn't be super hot by then. It'll probably be very temperate. Um,
Oh, while we're
um,
real quick, Keone, who was in chat there, is actually the guy that runs the haunting you podcast.
oh, very cool.
So just shout out to the haunting you podcasts and Keone for stopping by and reaching out to us. That was really cool, man. So
Yes,
much
and be sure to
appreciated.
go like haunting you page. Um, Reggie says Hunters Anonymous, Bay Burgers, even ghosts have to eat at the beach sometime. Vicky
It's
said,
May 2023, Vic. It's next
yeah,
year.
it's not this May. There's no way in 10 levels of hell we'd be able to get all this coordinated by this year.
Not even remotely.
Nope, nope, nope. But that's cool because everything will be so freaking refined. That's the other thing too. Is speaking of what Reggie said, you know, you have the option. The other cool thing about this building is you're not limited to it. There is actually a beach. It's called Sanders Beach for a reason. There is actually a beach next to that water. A beautiful boardwalk.
That's usually where
Um,
beaches are located, yes.
yeah. Um, um, uh, so you could take your food and go down to the grass. There's a gazebo on the other side of the building. There's a playground if you have kids. Um, uh, I mean, the facility itself is on an extremely large piece of land. Um, so I mean, you're not just uh, you're not just bolted down to being in this building and around it. Um, and like I said, we have two new services. We have stand-up electric scooters. We have the sit-down riding scooters. You can grab one of those from downtown or where somebody leaves them in the neighborhood and take off somewhere. Uh, uh, you're within uh, probably about 10-minute walking distance if you want to go eat at the Orr House, which is literally like the best view of the Bio Chico and the Pensacola Bay Inlet, right down the street in the same neighborhood. Um, the building itself is just so close to a lot of stuff. Like I said, a lot of people, and where James is trying to get the hotel blocks is downtown. But if that's still too rich for your blood, there's plenty of other places in Pensacola. There's hotels next to the airport if you have to fly in here. Um, I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. It's just a much different creature than what any of these other conventions. Um, I know that some of the conventions everything is in house, like you can eat there and
Which you
never
can
have to
do
leave the
here.
building. What you can do here, what I'm just saying is you're not stuck in this building because you're in what you might consider a small town.
Which let's talk about this for a moment since Reggie's actually here. We have to give an absolutely massive shout out to Reggie for being Haunters Anonymous and the Home Haunter Convention chef extraordinaire. He's going to be doing some insane stuff in the kitchen, which we're going to be hosting a luncheon, and we're currently working out the system with. We want to make sure that the luncheon is private enough that you can actually sit down and enjoy the meal that he's going to have because it's going to be a special meal that he's coming up with. And that's going to be a separately ticketed thing. It's not going to be like super exorbitant, but he is a chef, so he's going to have like legitimately awesome food. The place has a full kitchen for him to work with. And, depending on what we decide to go with will really dictate how much we're going to end up selling the luncheon tickets for. But there will also be like hamburgers and hot dogs and other grab and go type stuff that if you don't want to do the luncheon or you just don't have the time to do it if you're a vendor or whatever, there will be other stuff that he's making that will just be like grab and go and just simple stuff. But the luncheon's going to be a more intimate thing, more closed off, secluded almost. And it's really good. There's so many people that have seen what Reggie's done on our show, like for the cooking stuff that he's done. And every single time he's done stuff, it's like I sit here with my mouth watering. And now this is going to bring about, we actually get to taste the food that this man comes up with.
Very true. I'm excited.
But then at
So
dinner, you can go out and do stuff because we won't be there, in the later evening hours.
right. Maybe a little bit later than we thought because I have an idea. But anyway, yeah, what other convention do you know of actually has a chef flying in to cook meals for everyone? Not just going to the subway at at the America Center. Um, Once again, only only here, folks, at Hunters Anonymous. Ranger, speaking of bringing your kayak and fishing rod, um, there is a boat launch uh, in this park that we are having converted to a kayak launch. We decided that having a True Blue boat launch was too much. So by the time, if you were able to make it next year, um, officially the kayak launch will be ready, and you will be able to kayak from this facility to downtown to what's called Bruce Beach. Once again, the amenities are just out the roof.
And it's Memorial Day weekend, so you have that extra time to be like, well, I don't need to spend the entire day here. Let me go do something,
Yeah,
then I'll come back, do it, finish the rest of my trip.
yeah, exactly. Um, but on all that note, I think James, you should proclaim the other big news of the evening.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. I didn't write it down.
No, I can't forget about that because this all ties together.
Yeah. So, anybody that's in the haunted attraction industry knows there is an association involved with it, which is great for large haunts, people that, have a lot of money to throw at something like this. Well, we've decided, since we've taken it upon ourselves to do this convention, and we've really discovered that the gigantic lacking of actual, there needs to be a center hub for home haunters that, you go to meet other people and ask advice and do all this other stuff. So we
And
have,
perks. And
yeah,
perks.
there will be perks as well. So we've actually founded uh, the Home Hunters Association. So now with this, you're going to be able to network with other home haunters. It's going to just kind of be the central hub that, if you're having an issue with your city, and maybe there's another person that has a similar issue and they can help you figure out how to get around that. If you have technology questions, obviously any kind of technology question, we're more than capable of handling. So the haunted, the Home Haunter Association is going to specifically be for home haunters to have a central hub.
Are
We
we gonna have a pay it forward? Pay it forward for what?
I don't know, but I'm not going to say this on air right now. I will say it after the fact, and we will address it later. But I have a really interesting idea that I think I would like to do, but I need to bounce it off of you and Vic first. So
Okay. Vic and okay. And Vic, see the what's so cool, about Haunt for Heroes and what you do, and the amazing job you did last year, and the amazing job you'll do this year. Um, and talking about the Home Haunter Association, even though yours is actually a charity haunt. Um, to us, it's a home haunt too. It's just a really big one. Um, honestly, the pay it forward system, I'm telling you, has never been done before in any other haunted attraction, professional, amateur, charity, whatever. And that is exactly the kind of ideas like we had for you, that for your haunt, that the association is about coming up with new and innovative ways for home haunters to do things. Um, I was meant to mute that. Sorry. Um, yeah, the pay it forward went very well last year, and once again, you can definitely say without a shadow of a doubt that you were the first and only one that had ever done it before last year, and of course, um, us presenting it to you and then you implementing it and everything else turned out fantastic. I, there's just so many things that a home haunter association can do internally for themselves, which also helps the rest of the Halloween community.
yes, so this day, the 23rd of March, 2022, you can officially call the day that we went public with the Home Haunter Association. We already have the
Right.
Facebook page. If you want to go join it, you're more than welcome to go like the page. It's literally Home Haunter Association.
There's no graphics yet.
There's really nothing on it. It's just we were snagging up everything that we could. So we were set and ready for it. But obviously right now the Home Haunter convention has been at the forefront of all the things we're doing currently. So we will be working on the Home Haunter Association, at least getting the infrastructure set up. There will be a board of elected members, um, just for clarity's sake, I guess, or I don't exactly know the appropriate terminology that I'm trying to portray at the moment, but it will be a very clean system when everything is said and done.
Yeah, very official, but a lot of fun. Oh boy, I really wish I had muted that person. Um, um, so official, um, but like not like snooty, hoity-toity. Um, something that really can 100% benefit the home hunter community as a whole globally. By the way, um, and just be like James said, a central hub. eh, Home hunters just need a much bigger voice than they have. There's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of them, and they're all discombobulated right now. Um, Folks know that there's other home hunters out there, but they don't really understand the impact it makes on Halloween as a whole. And the idea is there's also traditions that are being lost in time that need to be resurrected. Um, y'all have heard me say this before. I'm not a huge fan of trunk or treat. um, it's all well and good, but I think it's trying to take over the door to door. It's not that unsafe to go door to door still. It really just isn't, especially if you have adults with you. It really isn't. And I think it's a tradition that needs to stay. So it's a lot of things like that. Um, Making an extremely concise and precise map of verified home haunters. Um, so yes, lots and lots and lots and lots of fun things.
I did post the link to the Home Hunters Association page,
Okay.
just so people that struggle like Vic can just follow a link.
Yeah, and just remember, it's all blankety blankins, but it won't be soon. James, do you have the panoramic of the ballroom? Did I send you that?
Yeah, I think I need to save it, but I can get it. Hold on.
Okay. Um,
I'm gonna
I'm going to
turn
show
this
you.
one off for now, and
Okay.
then
Yeah, I keep looking at it going like, I know that place. Um, so yes, within the next month, a lot of the uh, a lot of the wording will come out. The packets. Um, we'll have a lot more precise and concise things to let y'all to tell y'all. Um, it's very naked. We have so many coals on the fire right now. Um, um, but the idea is this is also going to happen. Um, this will progress throughout the coming year, just like the convention will. Yep, should have totally muted that. Uh, because it really needs to happen. Uh, um, I don't want to say it's unfair that the professional attractions, the big attractions, and the big vendors have a quote unquote area that they can call a quote unquote central hub. And I keep doing quote unquote because it really isn't. Um, James and I are going to make this into something that's exceptionally high value as far as all the information and stuff that you get from it. Literally, it's going to be a central hub. We've got to get the home haunters way out into the public's eye, not just to help resurrect some Halloweeny stuff, but um, home haunters and the smaller vendors are beyond important for the holiday itself.
all right. So the ballroom picture should be up. That's the panoramic, which is absolutely massive. So sorry, it's kind of blocking stuff at the moment.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's a big room. Oop, I just went off live. Um,
But
so
there's your
this
view.
is yeah. Oh yeah, it's still taking a second to come up on my. Uh, what what you're looking at is I was standing on the stage. There is actually a stage. There's a stage in the ballroom, and looking out pure south over Pensacola Bay. That is the view that you will see uh, uh, either while you're vending or um, walking around buying stuff. It's not the best view of Pensacola Bay. I'll get some better shots so that you can actually see what the view is. But it's a pretty darn big room. Um, I think we calculated it's about 7,900 square feet.
Yeah, just under 8,000 square feet.
Yeah, not too shabby. High ceilings, fantastic sound system. Um, fantastic sound system. Uh, um, there are some doors around the windows that we can't block. It's going to be a lot of little things. It's a lot of little things that, um, minuscule things. Um, uh, uh, yeah, that we'll have to like not block the doors and all that stuff. I think it's. Thank you. It's. Yep, totally should have muted that person. God, Jesus. Um, None of the pictures that I can send would do it justice. You have to see it. The best one is that first one, the one that James posted with the initial announcement. Um, it's just the building itself is a fortress. Um, it's literally a fortress. But the idea is to give home hunters a nice venue, a large venue, a lot of flow through. Um, Something so different than what you're used to that it just becomes the norm year after year.
Which is our goal. We really would like to do this every year. I mean,
Yeah,
this is literally the first annual of hopefully many annuals.
yes.
But it's going to take a lot of work on our part. And honestly, this is going to depend a lot on you guys helping us just get the word out. Like, we don't really need you to do anything else, but share it, let people know this is happening.
Yeah,
Get some interest on it. Because, like, with everything we're doing, we're not going to have a crap ton of time to really. We're going to have a social media person that I actually need to talk to you about, Mike. So after the show, remind me that, because I didn't write that on my paper and I meant to do that.
that's okay. I was going to remind you to be sure to tell 13 Skeletons he needs to listen to this show.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And so just to reiterate, what's up, Lloyd?
Hey, Lloyd.
Since
What's up,
I
Lloyd?
know there are new people popping up, every so often on the stream. The official dates, May 25th for vendors to set up. 26th and 27th are the official show dates. But we do have a small block that we're working on for vendors to set up on the 25th. And again, this is Memorial Day weekend. And of course, we're on Pensacola Bay, which draws a massive amount of people. So it being a holiday weekend is only going to help us have more people show up to check out your stuff, buy your stuff, and it'll give everybody that's a vendor the extra day off on Monday to recuperate. That's a word. Recuperate. So again, just making it official. The dates have changed from our initial tentative dates, but they are now set.
Just a week.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's just
Dicey.
a week.
Just a week. And just to reiterate, being that this is Memorial Day weekend, like I said, Pensacola and Pensacola Beach, tons of people come in. Jesus, tons of people come in. Um, that we're going to try to draw here for sure to the facility. But if you'd ever wanted to go and vacation somewhere for Memorial Day weekend, Pensacola and Pensacola Beach are great places to do it. So, like, even the nightlife at the beaches and stuff is phenomenal. So, don't just think of this as like coming here and doing Halloween and home hunt and stuff like that. That's the main focus. But you've got a lot of stuff to do here when you get here.
And
There is more than you can check a second.
Yeah, that's literally what Vic just said. And if no one shows up to buy your shit, you have a beautiful vacation, which is exactly it. I mean, people will show up to buy your stuff regardless. Like, I no doubt about that. There will be an interest. And even like I said, Pensacola has a huge crowd of people that are always looking for stuff to do. So you throw in something like this in the middle of May in Pensacola, like it's going to draw people that are just in love with Halloween anyway.
Yeah.
So at the absolute worst, you're going to have a nice weekend at a beautiful location, meeting a bunch of awesome home haunters. And then at the best case scenario, you sell all your crap and you made some money and you had an awesome weekend with a bunch of home haunters that, you had a good time and ate some absolutely ridiculous food
And vacation.
and vacation.
All the same.
So for
Bring it
us,
on-
we
bring-
don't see it as a win-lose. It's more of a win-win. So
Yeah. Because I tell you what, it really is. I don't know. I can't talk up the town enough. I mean, I guess I do take a lot of stuff for granted, but the fine food here is inexpensive, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the United States. Staying here is cheaper, comparatively speaking. Um, I mean, I'm just telling you, you've got everything here. You've got the gamut. Alcohol's cheaper if you drink. Entertainment's cheaper if you like that kind of bit. Um, so all around. And like I say, if you stay downtown Pensacola, I'm telling you, you just walk right out of one of the hotels, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful city. So,
oh, and one other thing.
uh-huh.
Here's a question for everybody that's here right now. I would love your input on this because it's something we're currently working on deciding. Would you prefer the plastic wristbands that like you would get, if you go to the carnival and you get the little wristband that says you bought the unlimited ride wristband, the little plastic one that snaps on? Or would you prefer a lanyard with a badge? Because we're currently working on that for people, for vendors and for the general public. So, because it'll be like a multi-day pass anyway. But would you guys prefer a lanyard with, your name on it? Or would you just be cool with a band?
Or I could just stand on the stage and shout your names out with a microphone just incessantly during the whole show. There's fucking Vic over there
I don't know why he's naked, but it's not
with
the
Monster
first
X Misfits. The zombie toe dude's over there. Yeah, I won't do that.
But I really would like to hear input from you guys on this because we're literally in the deciding stages of this. So
We got a little bit of time.
yeah, there's options. And
You think?
again, this is for you guys. It's kind of designed around you guys. So of course your input kind of matters on what you would like.
We're gonna have to send some messages to like Kim Bark and 13 and some other folks that this would be definitely a show they need to catch up on.
Yeah, where the heck is Keith?
Yeah, what happened to Keith?
He never misses shows.
Did he get snowed in?
His big ass American muscle car probably broke down or something. Gas cost is killing him.
RJ said I'd be cool with just the band.
That's cool. Well, that's the interesting thing is honestly there is not a huge difference between the badge and lanyard over the wristband. I like both, so to me it doesn't really matter. Because they're going to be customized for the home haunter, convention anyway. So it'll still be like a cool little keepsake you can just, take with you and be like, look, we actually went to this when it started 10 years ago and now they're like massive and sorry, it's just
We're we're doing it on floating barges out in the bay.
right.
The isolators.
That Skanska barge that broke free.
God,
We
Thank God,
commandeered it.
they'll actually be gone by this by the time the convention's happening. They'll be gone. Goodbye. Have a nice one. Take your barges with you. But that's pretty much. Tell everybody like James said, we've got to have the networking everybody that you know, have them come to all the pages. If they need a breakdown of what's going on, have them listen to the last few shows, especially since when we made the official announcement. This one definitely. Um, Fear Expo, we had different color lanyards. Speaking of Fear Expo, total side note: did everybody see that HauntCon is now part of Fear Expo? Just side note, little bit of trivia for you. Bands you can take on and off, or the kind that are clamped.
They're
That's
clamped. They're little snap clamps.
um, yeah, you can cut them and use them as souvenirs. But yeah, what James said.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody else has ever been to like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. When you go to the party, they give you a little plastic band that says Not So Scary Halloween Party on it. And
Oh no,
yeah. Who did? What?
Keith. Keith just found out his dad passed away a month and a half ago.
That
Oh my
sucks.
goodness. Oh no.
I'll have to send him a message.
Yeah. Ah, damn it. But we're gonna have a lot of questions for y'all, because this is all about y'all. We don't want to do stuff that y'all are like, well, this is stupid, or you should have done this. It's going to be very much hands-on for y'all. It's going to be very much a lot of questions. What would you prefer? What would you not prefer? Would you like this? Would you like that? Da, 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 da. We're just not going to make 100% of the decisions and tell y'all, well, here it is. Really, the only big decision that we've made just because of logistics and it just was the best thing to do was the date. Um, mhm. Yep. I'm gonna be doing some muting tonight.
In the pricing. But honestly, the
And the
pricing
pricing.
we had to meet a minimum. So it's not where I would love to be on the pricing, simply because, it's just that's how I am personally. I'm completely fine. I wouldn't even have a problem spending the $300 to put my stuff out if I had stuff to put out. But there are a ton of freaking costs that get rolled into doing a convention, whether it's a massive convention or a smaller convention. It's just there are certain logistics that go into it that you don't think of until you start really getting into it. And again, the pricing that we have set is simply, it's anything that we make is going 100% back into the next year's convention. So I know it's one of those things. Our prices are extremely cheap compared to a lot of conventions, obviously. But again, the first year convention, it's a more intimate venue, and it's just where we had to end up. And I think they're extremely reasonable prices still for what you're going to be getting and what you get out of it. Even if you wait until January or November 2nd and you decide like, oh shit, I need to book my spot, it's $300. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but then again, this day and age, $300 doesn't go very far.
And
So,
and the thing too is you'll get a lot of shout outs, a lot of advertising from us. We'll constantly put the word out to everybody, on Hunters Anonymous, After Dark, on the association page, on the convention page. So the $300 will get you, or 250, will get you a lot of
250 if
exposure
you're
as well.
yeah, if you're smart, you'll take that 250 because
Yeah, and
you're
you've
hard
got
pressed
until
to find a convention that you're going to get a booth for $250.
250, and you've got until the end of October. So you've got 6-7 months.
The pricing is too high.
Too high.
Shut up, Vic. You were like, no, it needs to be more than 300.
$400. $400. I remember the last show was everything I looked at was Vic said $400.
Yep.
$75. That's how much your steak's going to cost from Reggie.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a skirt steak or something.
With crinkle fries and
We'll get you some
but
Arby's curly fries and
um,
horsey sauce.
oh my God, a lot of horsey sauce in my refrigerator for some reason. Um, but that's all that's in a nutshell. Um, literally the past few shows, if you can tell everybody to listen to at least the past few shows, culminating with this one, and of course we'll get the information out in writing as on the pages. Yeah, yeah. Vic said he was paying for every vendor. Um, kind of considered a business startup free. Well, like I said, I mean, as we go along, the 250 or 300, like James said, really would be advantageous. I mean, we're giving you hell. I don't even know any other convention that gives you, and this sounds like I'm just gloating. 6 or 7 months for the discount price. I don't think. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass on that one, but um, um, it's this is going to be like nothing else. Like I said, it really is. It's not. I know a lot of people in Pensacola that I personally know who are already going like, "What the hell's going on now?" And there's just like all the neighborhood that I've talked to here. They're like, "What the hell's going on now? That's so awesome!" All the people that work at the center where this is at are like, "It's the coolest thing since sliced bread." So they're super excited for it. Um, there's a lot of fervor with it. So, will I get a participation trophy? I'm sure we can make that happen. I'll get a 2x4 out of my yard and I'll carve your name on it. I also think, though, it's going to be really lucrative for the vendors. I really do. I think this is going to be, I think it's going to turn out a bit better because the one thing, too, that I'm going to tout, or we're going to tout, is that this isn't Spirit Halloween stuff. This isn't like Spencer's. It's not like Walmart or Target or, the stuff you have to wait until August or September to start getting on the shelves, if they can get on the shelves. And you pay way too much money for a piece of plastic that breaks the next year. This is handcrafted, built, um, quote unquote, one of a kind, because everything that y'all do is even if you're doing it from a mold, it's all going to be slightly different. So there's nothing else like it. Um, Here in the United States, order it now and get it within a few months, or cash and carry, or whatever you want to call it. Um, Totally different than what Pensacola is used to. This is Pensacola itself. Just this city is not going to be used to having any sort of Halloween anything in May. And I'm telling you right now, um, I am telling you right now, there is going to be a ton of Pensacola people, just Pensacola people that go to this, and they will buy the shit out of stuff because there's a lot of Pensacola people who have a lot of money and they love Halloween. And if they think they can get something now and show off to their friends, I guarantee you they will be buying it.
Do home hunters use camo knitting? Hell yeah, they do. There's all kinds of uses for camo knitting.
2x4s are like $6. Um, so yeah, like I said, I'm telling you, this is going to be like, um, I mean, there's other people that are now showing interest in this that I'm like, holy crap. Um,
Yeah, there's
and
some
they've
pretty
got,
big name people that have already
yeah,
taken an interest in it. So it's
um,
getting attention, just, everybody word of mouth, really.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, it's do home hunters. Oh, so, oh my God. Oh, I thought my phone went off because of the conversations
Nope,
going
that
on.
was you.
Yeah. God almighty. I am crypto mining during during our live stream.
I haven't seen Danny. I've got some information for her, so I need to get a hold of her, I guess. But and if you are still on the fence about it, I mean, just think about, like, $250. You could go buy a cheap prop. You can't even buy a 12-foot skeleton for $250, you know? And what's that going to do? It's just going to take up space and break when it falls over in the wind.
And you know, and
This is an opportunity for you to get your name out there. Even if you're a home haunter and you just have like a cool home haunt design that you want to share with people, and you're like, check out, my Facebook page. It's an opportunity to get your name out there.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is, if you don't want to spend the 250 or whatever, spend $5 and just come here and have a good time. And we're not going to do like some conventions do and have a no suitcase policy. If you're a vendor and you're like, well, let me see how the first year is, but I'll bring my business cards. Hell yeah, hobnob, spew your business cards all over the place.
Yeah, I better
Sell
see like
yourself.
10,000 business cards because I want all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Wear a shirt. Bring whoever you want to. Um, hopefully come and vend and like, make some money. But yeah, we're not going to have, and we're going to specifically say that we do not have a no suitcase policy. Um, um, you know, bring your business cards, bring flyers, wear a shirt, have a barcode on your damn shirt so people can scan it, go to your Facebook page or whatever. Um, whatever. It's what it's all about. I'll be building one by one plastic walls, dry brush for sale. Why not? Um, so
That's
yeah,
actually an interesting thing. There will be a booth set up that we will be unveiling that we've never once mentioned on this show, that will have some pretty interesting items for home haunters to use.
we haven't mentioned that. We haven't
No,
mentioned that, have we?
we've never
Oh,
mentioned
well,
it. It's
well, there you go.
completely, yep. And I
Matt,
think it's something that will really be beneficial for home haunters. It's very cool and extremely durable. So this product, when it gets unveiled, will be very cool to see.
and no, Vic, it's not a dildo.
And are we still going to work on?
He didn't say that, but nobody caught that. So what happened?
Are we
Wait,
still
what?
going to work on if somebody is like coming from a long distance and they can't figure out the logistics of flying with their items? Are we going to work out a way to have it shipped to like a storage facility at your place or something?
I kind of like how you said that. To a storage place, your storage place, your place or something. Yes, yes. That's actually, and I have kind of figured that out as well. So remind me to tell you what I think we might be able to do with that. Yes. So we won't go into the specifics, but if there's folks that are flying in, but they need to have stuff shipped here because you can't really have it shipped to the center. I am right down the street. I can walk to the center in 5 minutes. So there will be a safe haven for anything that you have to get flown in here, big or small. So
Within reason.
within reason. Yeah, don't ship a whole car unless it's a hearse that I can drive. um, how do you know what suitcasing means in jail?
I do, and don't talk about it, right?
Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm not even going to Google that, Vic. Damn it, Vic. I'm going to have to Google that now. Shit. Anyway.
Put it in private mode. You don't need that shit
God.
in your search history.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Well, for anybody that doesn't know what suitcasing with conventions means, thanks, Vic. It's like you just, how the biggest one that does it, Transworld. Transworld is really big into no suitcasing. So, I mean, unless you've spent gobsmacks of money to vend there, they don't really want you passing out business cards or trying to sell anything in the convention floor aisles while you're walking around. You can wear a shirt, I'm from XYZ haunted attraction, but if you try to solicit without paying your dues, um, then they kick you out with no refunds. And whatever. So we will not be that way. I I just can't. I can't imagine why we would be that way. For one, you don't have a booth. For two, it's not like you're literally going to come out with a big ass suitcase and set up in the middle of the floor. Um, but business cards, flyers, hobnobbing, blah blah blah. I think that's perfectly fine.
Do you know what hobnobbing means in jail?
I do not, and I guess I should just shut my freaking mouth
He's
with
just going
all
to
of.
lead you right into it. I had to get to it before he did.
Lloyd says Transworld is made for pro. Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Transworld is for professional and I also consider amateur haunted attractions, which are haunted attractions that are maybe not as big, but they do
For
charge
profit.
money for profit. And then the huge vendors. And once again, like I said on the last show, I got nothing against any of those folks. I mean, of course, some of the vendors that go to Transworld, everybody knows. You know, you got Stilt Beast, you got Distortions, you got Gore Galore, VFX, Froggy's Fog. It just the list goes on. Phenomenal, but they really are looking for the big sales. They're looking for the big sales and the quantity sales, and of course, they've got products that are just absolutely phenomenal. Um, and of course, the haunted attractions that go there, and I'm not gonna. This will be the last time I ever get into this, but you know, they go there to hopefully spend a bunch of money with those places, not to party. Once again, I just
Yeah.
Transworld
Ask the
is just
Marriott about that.
yeah. When you go somewhere and the place that is hosting it or the hotel that really is glad when you're gone, then there's an issue. But I'm not going to get into it. I don't give a shit because what we're doing is going to be so completely different that it won't matter. Um, but like I said, if you want to come, if you are kind of on the edge about vending and you just want to come here and have a good time and see how the first year goes, so you can plot yourself the next year, but you want to pass out cards, you want to pass out flyers, wear shirts, blah 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 blah. I, I'm totally down with that. Have fun here. It's about home haunters. It's about networking. It's about
Celebrating
uh,
Halloween.
yes, not not me and James seeing how much we can, suck the money out of your pocket for no particular reason, like Transworld. So
Just give me all your money and we'll call it even.
yeah. So um and because this is the first year for this, but also because James and I think are actually pretty open-minded people, there's going to be a lot of cool things with this that aren't done in the industry as a whole. There's going to be some things that is not done in the industry as a whole. And I'm talking about Halloween. Um, you know,
Yeah, you guys
I,
remember when we came up with the whole idea of virtual trick or treating, and then
yeah,
Mars Company, after we reached out to them, made their virtual trick or treating?
yeah, and
Crazy, right? Just absolutely crazy.
which they don't do anymore because apparently they decided that you know.
Dude, they made like $90 off of me that year, so I don't know why they didn't. Because
I thought it was an awesome idea, but I still have the app, even though it's turned off.
oh, you'll get big
Uh,
sales, I'm sure. There's plenty of people in Pensacola rocking money, so
Dude, Vic, I'm telling you, this town, they there's the people with money in this town. There's people with money in this town, old money, and they all like Halloween. Trust me. I walk a lot of the neighborhoods during Halloween, and you're like, oh, yeah, oh, look at that. Well, and you're like, oh, well, they bought the whole fucking Spirit Halloween store, and it's all in their yard. Um,
and your products will
so
give them an opportunity to have something that's actually unique, not just
unique,
an out of the box spirit prop.
right? Something that's going to last, something that's individual. I'm telling you, this town, when the word gets out, and the word is going to get out that there is a Halloween of any sort convention, home haunt, whatever, in May, um, especially Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people, a lot of locals don't do the beach during Memorial Day weekend because they're like, there's too many tourists. Um, they will want something else to do. even if you don't get any of the tourists that come into this town, which you probably will, you will get a buttload of Pensacolians coming to this because they don't want to go. They're like, we can go to the beach, you know, uh, if you have 365 days of the year, and those people can have it for 3 days. Tourists can have it for 3 days. We go 362 days of the year to the beaches. We're good taking a break. They want something else to do. They want to stay out of everybody else's way. And if there is a home haunt convention uh, in Pensacola, Florida during Memorial Day weekend, the, pe- the people with all the money that live on the beach, who like get the hell off the beach during all of this, will be here in town, spending money for Halloween and thinking it's the literally the best thing ever. And I will personally guarantee it because I know this town. I know the rich people how they think. I know Memorial Day weekend. Um, I know this town. Um, and I'm going to be sure this gets out to every small and big uh, uh, news agency, the local news. I'm gonna put it out all the way over to Mobile, Alabama. Once it hits that, it's all over the place. The local newspapers, you name it. I'm telling you, it's gonna go everywhere. And I cannot reiterate enough, like the amount of Pensacola people that are gonna go to this. I just can't. I just can't. I tell you what, I'm so concerned with how many people are gonna show up. There's very limited parking at that center. Um, and I'm on the board. I'm on the Sanders Beach Neighborhood Association board here in Sanders Beach. I'm on the board, and I'll be the first person that gets my ass beat by the neighborhood because of the parking. Um, anyway, that's my spiel for that. Um, so I I really don't anticipate. Honestly, I don't anticipate vendors leaving with much of their shit, going home with it. I really don't. I really don't. Um, and I'm not just saying that because we're the ones throwing on this convention, but I really anticipate there being the people that show up to this vending having being decimated with their stuff, and then probably getting a lot of orders. I really do. Um, we have well over a year to talk this up in this town. I'm telling you. Um,
You got plenty of time to build stuff, Vic. I know you got your haunt going on, but you got time now to plan. You're always making stuff. Make a bunch of those damn skeletons, man. Just make them all different ways, and you got a whole freaking booth set up just on skeletons and zombie toes.
yeah. Do you know in this town what I never ever see anything of is like corpse skeletons. People in this town don't know how to do that shit.
No, they just
But
buy the big ass skeleton, put it in their front yard.
yeah, plug it in and then hope that a hurricane doesn't fly that some bitch right off into the bay or the Gulf of Mexico. Um, but it's just like uh, the regular folks, not the hardcore home haunters that know already, but like the people that go up to Spirit and buy the newest piece of plastic on a stake. Those people don't realize that. Well, the people down at the Betsy and all the people down at the center. Um, I had to explain to them Halloween is not just September and October. It is a year-round business, and it's big business. And they just, like I said, they are so excited for this because it's like nothing they've ever seen. And they're just a prime example of the typical Pensacola person, let alone somebody who goes to Spirit Halloween and goes like, "Oh, look at the new, you know, witch that sits there and does nothing." Um, People don't understand that there's mom and pop vendors that make better stuff than Spirit Halloween. They just don't know it. They don't know that it's a year-long business. There's people that don't know what Transworld is, or Midwest Haunters Convention, or West Coast Haunters Convention, or HauntCon or Fear Expo, let alone a Home Haunters Convention. Um, I- People's brains are going to explode just in this town. They're
They're
like new
like
blood.
new blood. Yeah.
Yeah. I,
Once we
I'm
get them hooked with the first year, you know, it's going to just be every year is going to get bigger and bigger.
right, and these will be the people that will like know that, oh my god, I can order this. Uh, I can order this and have it made, and it'll take a couple of months, and it's mine. You know, I'm telling you, it's gonna blow people's minds just in this town,
And that's
just
the
in
other
this
thing.
town.
If you guys are interested, if you're, you know, if you want to be a vendor and you don't have a website yet, you know, reach out to us. We can work something out. We'll get you going.
Yeah,
And um, this is all part of the Home Haunters Association business. Also,
yeah,
it's just helping people start their stuff without price gouging you. We don't have, you know, this isn't costing us an arm and a leg to help you out building a website. It's just us using the knowledge that we have in a way that's going to be beneficial for everybody.
yeah. And who knows? We may start a Hunters Anonymous ad agency or something. I'm saying that so it's put out there officially in this
Yeah, and you get
in this.
$25,000 a year in ad credits.
Well, or 500 if you're part of the if you're part of the other association. Um. So yeah, I'm telling you, this is the absolute next huge evolution of Hunters Anonymous and After Dark and all of y'all, with the convention, the association, with all kinds of other stuff that we're just going to start rolling into it. Um, this is the next logical step. This is the next logical big evolutionary step for what we're planning. So um,
And it's not going to change how we are in any way. Like
no, I'm still going to say fucking stuff. So we're good.
yeah, like Hunters Anonymous is always going to be the entity that it was. Now we're just taking on bigger ventures to expand the growth and family that is Hunters Anonymous, you know. This has been a really long stream again, and it was, you know, I absolutely applaud everybody that's still here listening because it's impressive that you have the attention span to follow the nonsense we speak of for over an hour and 37 minutes.
I know it takes me quite a bit of energy to follow it.
But, you know, thank you guys a billion times over for being here. Again, we're going to pound this into your skulls. Please share the information for the home haunter convention. And, you know, to just grab the Facebook page and share the Facebook page and be like, look what's going on. This is happening. This is awesome. I'm going to be going. You should go too. Do whatever you think you need to do that would draw interest for it, because the more interest we get in it, the more we can grow next year, well, the following year, because next year is the first year. But it's just, you know, we can't do it all on our own as far as getting the word out there. You guys have a lot of connections. You know people that love this stuff that might not, you know, follow this show specifically. And that's fine. We're not here to draw attention to Hunters Anonymous. This is just what Anonymous started from and is going to grow out of. Like, we want the Home Haunter convention to grow every single year, obviously. And, you know, we're not doing this to make money for ourselves. We're doing it for you guys. And I'm putting up a lot of money myself to make this happen. Mike's putting up money to make this happen. So there's, you know, we're invested in it because I'm emotionally and financially invested in it. And all you guys have to do is just share it and be like, look, these guys are super passionate about this, the things that we all love. So why don't you go like the page and check out what they're doing so that you can be a part of it?
The word is passion. It's we all have a passion for it. So
Yeah. It's just, you know, this isn't a money-making thing for us. It's just our passion. We're going and expanding our passion to reach new people. So like,
Yes.
don't specifically share Haunters Anonymous. Like we don't want you to share Haunters Anonymous. I mean, we'd love it if you did, but that's outside of the scope that we're talking now. Like right now, our focus is getting the home haunter convention as much traction as it can, as early as it can, so that we know like for sure this is going to go off amazingly, which it will anyway, regardless. If we have 10 vendors, it's still going to be hilariously awesome because it's just, that's who we are. It's a fun group of people and we all have the same passion. So let's have fun with it and make something that is seriously lacking right now.
Exactly.
What he
Well,
said.
what he said. See, I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing. Well, do you want to wrap it up since we've pretty much talked until our mouths are
Yeah,
dry? Do you think we've got it?
we can end it at 10:45. It gives us
Oh,
5 minutes to wind things down. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, because since we've got some other stuff, I guess, to talk about, um, you can wear Speedos as long as they're Halloween Speedos. But,
I don't want to see
and
your pumpkins, damn it.
oh, God. See, I don't think there was a reason to go there.
I know that's what he's thinking. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, we don't need to think like Vic. There's enough of Vic for Vic to go around. Oh God, I can't believe I said that. But yeah, so we definitely can't reiterate it enough that tell everybody.
If you
you know
haven't liked the Home Haunter Convention page, please do that.
Yeah. That's a yeah. We say we have over a year for all of this, but honestly we don't. It's got to start rolling now.
Yeah, we've already hit the ground like running, and we're only going to continue to keep pushing this. Like we talk about it literally every day. I think we've had Discord calls where we've discussed things, and
and of course, there's
a lot.
Danny. Danny's just been in the shadows.
Oh,
hey, Danny.
just hanging out in the shadows. All right.
And of course, any questions, any comments, any suggestions, any ideas, do not hesitate to get a hold of us. Oh my God, I cannot reiterate that enough. Like I said, questions, ideas, comments, suggestions. Please, nothing. If you think I'm not going to tell them that's stupid. No. If something pops in your head that you think should be relayed to us, please do. No idea or anything is too small, too big. I guarantee you don't think that something in your head is stupid or whatever. It's not. I mean, it's all about y'all anyway. So we got to know. We got to know. We got to know. And the time is now so that things can be plotted and planned and shifted and changed and added and subtracted. So it, it's an open door policy. I mean, you've only got like a couple of our Facebook pages you can get a hold of us on, so it's not like it's that easy hard. Um, um, but your pumpkin stem will stick out a little bit. Well, that only took about 3 minutes to get a
See,
thing out of.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew
That's
it.
okay.
And also the other thing, if you feel like you're just like, you're making things for Halloween that maybe you're afraid to share with people, like this is the place to go out and share those things without any type of, no one's going to judge you about any type. It's all about the creativity. Like, who cares if you can't draw the best lines or cut the best lines, or you don't have the way that you feel things should turn out? Like, no one cares. It's just, bring it out, let people see it, and maybe make some money off of it. But if nothing else, at least you're showing off your work in a non-judgmental environment. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, well, your stuff isn't really quite ready to be out there. Like, we want everybody to see your stuff regardless of what it is. There's nothing bad as long as it's, Halloween and haunt related, who cares how good you think it might be? There's
Yeah.
going to be somebody that loves it regardless.
Tell Vic the dates again, because I forgot.
May 25th for vendors to set up. 26th and 27th of May. The year is 2023. If you need
In
a
the
star
year
date, give me
25. Sorry. Yeah. Well, and Vic will be posting that all the time. How about offer free admission if someone brings 2 or more people the next day for that person and not their friends? Yeah, maybe.
Well, didn't we
I'm
already
fine.
discuss though that like the admission fee was for the weekend anyway for visitors?
Oh, I thought it was per day.
Oh,
And I
I
and
don't
I
know. Well, I guess
I don't here's if you do that, well, I'll just tell you, if you do that and you do like $5 for 2-day admission, you'll get a lot of repeat people coming in that may fill spaces of new people.
that's true.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah. So that works as well. Welcome back, Chuck. We're about to end the show. Sorry, but yeah, that is a really good idea. Actually, that will go into the notebook right now. Actually, and by notebook I mean my computer because I don't use pens or pencils anymore.
There you go. But anyways, let's wind the show down. Because we all know it'll go on forever. Uh, since we're at the 46 mark. Um, so while James writes that down, folks, once again, pass the word, shoot the word out, share it, tell everybody. Um, it's all about networking at this point. Um, we got to get the word out there. So, um,
You're not going to
I'm
make
gonna,
fun of shit. You're just going to steal people's ideas, Vic. Get out of here. We know
yeah,
what you're there for.
Vic will come and vend next May, and then he'll put his stuff out. Then he'll walk out where the customers are and look at his own stuff. He's like, I'm going to steal that.
Oh, Vic.
Lord. But anyway, yep, folks, we're going to wind it down. Share the streams, especially the last few. If anybody has any questions, they've been very informative. Um, if anybody has questions, let us know. If you have comments, ideas, let us know. Once again, um, thank you all so much. We'll see you next Wednesday. But you'll be hearing a lot from us on Facebook, so keep up with it and stay safe. And I'm going to shift it over to James.
Yeah. Thank you guys, everyone that's been here for almost 2 hours. Super appreciate everybody being here. Love your ideas. Again, thank you for those. Expect more updates soon, obviously. Every show that we do from here on out is, I'm sure, going to have updates on stuff because that's just kind of the nature of the beast here. And we'll throw other stuff in the mix too, so the show doesn't just become all about it. But
Yeah.
Again, this is kind of like 1,000 coals in the fire, so we're kind of all over the place. But thank you for being here. We sincerely appreciate everybody, and that's pretty much all I have to say for the evening because I'm pretty talked out. So
There you go.
we'll see you next week, and thank you again.
Thanks, folks. Stay safe. Share.